Hi, my name is Troy Peril, and I'm recording a video response to the people who created the video concerning the Bilderberg group being a secret society, a conspiracy, something that I absolutely abhor people to do. This video that hopefully you did not spend the entire hour and a half watching, because if you did, oh dear God, you need to get a life. But if you did go through it all, I would like to put a little bit of a rebuttal to some of this stuff, because apparently the creators of it, they seem to get lost a little bit in what they were trying to portray. First of all, the Bilderberg group, if you don't know how to read, which some of these people I think they don't, I mean, the basics of it, it was founded in 1954. It's an annual conference to, as they say, design and to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. Like, this is a really bad thing. Talking about current events, talking about how to make corporations better, how to make the world better. It's a think tank. Does any of their stuff get put into policy? Hell no. Why? Oh, I don't know. Maybe if you would go through and read, oh, sorry, I said the R word again. But if you went through and would have read the actual list of the people who are there, you've got CEOs, you've got chairmen of the boards, you've got a few ministers of state. Usually they do invite the local senators and some of the local dignitaries from the places they go to. But when they go to these places, they bring an amalgamation of many people from 2 different countries, 3 different countries, 4 different countries, 5 different countries, all over the place. But the point is those people by themselves cannot in any way, shape, or form designate policy or create laws. For that, in case you didn't read, any of your bylaws of any nation, I know I've seen a couple of the creators, they're from Canada. One of the creators is from America. Another one of the creators of this video is from the UK. And all of these nations, you have people who are elected. Those people who are elected are the ones who have to make the policies. They're the ones who you vote in. So my point is this. If you feel that these people are a secret society, first of all, hell-bent on world domination since 1954, by the way, most of the original people in the Bilderberg group are dead. Sorry. But, anyway, if you feel like this group is hell-bent on world domination, then I would suggest you explain in your video exactly how these people take, as you purport, said policies and enact them into law. Now, if you're trying to say that these corporations come out and they make policy at these Bilderberg meetings, these secret meetings that are held, behind closed doors, if you're saying that they make policy and they take them back to their corporations and then they thrust these rules and regulations upon the lower class or middle class workers, and somehow that translates into world domination, then I guess I'm at a loss to understand exactly what laws have been put into place in these corporations. Yeah, I know one of the people on the list from this year, Craig Mundell. He's one of the big wigs in Microsoft. Now, if he would have went back to Microsoft and said, oh, I heard this great idea on how we can completely, bilk money from all the nations in the world, and if that came to pass, then I guess I'd have to say, sure, fine, maybe the Bilderberg group is this evil empire destroying secret society that you claim they are. But that doesn't happen. You don't have all these gigantic, huge name people who are taking over the world. In fact, the number one people that you claim on here that are the evildoers are the bankers. And now, you went into heavy detail in the video about the banking system in Canada, so I'm assuming that the main person from your video creation was from Canada. Well, the problem I have with this is this. Here in America, we had an issue with the banking systems here in the last few years, and actually still ongoing. And there's this feeling now that people absolutely hate bankers. They hate the banking system. The taxpayers, we had to pay money to get them out of jail free, basically, just to keep them from going down. And if you want some sort of evidence on that, look up, just type in "too big to fail" into your browsers, and you'll see a lot of words coming up about. I'm asking you to read again. I know that's not the wisest thing to do, but you're gonna see a lot of stuff about how these banks were supposedly too big to fail, how the car companies were supposedly too big to fail. By the way, some of these car companies, the CEO of General Motors, you'll never guess what secret society he was in. Yeah, it was unfortunately, the Bilderberg Group. So the way I see it is this: if they're trying to take over the world, they're really not doing it the right way. They've had some big scary issues that have hit their companies that they've actually gone bankrupt or damn near bankrupt. So that being the case, I wanted to point out a couple other minor things here. If you look at the list of people who are in there, you have one lady by the name of Jessica Matthews. Now, Jessica Matthews, yes, she has been in politics. Yes, she has been involved in making policy, but currently she's head of the Carnegie Foundation. And again, I don't want to impress upon you to read too much, because that definitely is not your strong suit, but you may want to go in on the internet sometime and just look at what her group does, the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. I know that sounds like a cover for an evil organization to me, if I've ever heard one. I mean, after all, you always have to claim to be, doing something peaceful to actually be doing something very malign and evil on the side. But Jessica Matthews, if you look at how many different foundations she has set up, how many different corporations she has helped to fund nonprofit groups, and what some of these nonprofit groups do. For example, they help out starving artists. Oh God, we can't have that. They help out with many different people, minorities, whites, God forbid. They help out a lot of people. American Indians go to college to get an education. College, for those people who created the video, this is places where we do a lot of reading. I understand. I don't want to impress upon you too much to read about some of this stuff before you actually make claims. But if you look at what the people on the Bilderberg Group do, you will see that there are some people on there that honestly, they are in no position to create policy. They are in no position to create this evil empire that take over the world. Now, before I get involved into what they are talking about in these meetings, which you guys say in your video that these are clandestine meetings, they're secret, nobody knows what they truly say behind. Actually, they do have certain things that are set in stone. They have topics. These topics are given out. I know this is a hard thing to believe, but I'll put it in the comments list below this, where you can go to actually read what was spoke about on the 6th through the 9th of June of this year in England. You had jobs, entitlements, and debt. Now, if you don't know what entitlements are, that's simply like food stamps or Social Security. Jobs, obviously you know what that means, and debt. If they could somehow destroy the world by job creation, by all means, I say let them destroy the world, because we need more jobs. Another topic, European politics. Core questions. They want to know what's going on in politics. Can the U.S. and Europe grow fast and create jobs? That's another thing that they had. Africa's challenges. Dialogue with Prime Minister David Cameron. Well, it was in the UK. That's where this meeting took place. So, it'd be kind of nice to have him come in and talk about what's going on in his country. How big data is changing almost everything. Big data. How is the internet changing everything? How we work. Major trends in medical research. Oh God, I guess we have to get in there and talk about how you supposedly believe that the Bilderberg Group somehow is causing cancer, not helping cure it. As a cancer survivor, I can tell you that one of the corporations, one of the largest corporations, DuPont, actually helped create some of the chemicals that cured my cancer. So I would really have a hard time buying your premise that they were actually trying to promote cancer in me. So, you know, proof's in the pudding there, and the pudding that I took was pretty damn good. Other things they talked about: nationalism and populism. Nationalism, this is something that's going rampant in some areas in America. So of course it's going to be a topic of conversation in an American and European venture, a think tank. Nationalism is out of control. Tea Party, for example, how the Republicans are trying to separate America in half, how the Democrats are willingly obliging them. So nationalism and populism, they're two, you have a very large conflicting nature there. These are valid conversations. Online education, promises and impacts. They talked about that. Tell me how online education can help you rule the world. Oh, you're gonna make, the books that the workbooks that they use online. Are you going to somehow indoctrinate your world view, new world order views into this? Cyber warfare and the proliferation of asymmetrical threats. Asymmetrical meaning that this is cyber warfare. This is warfare that's coming from you at all sides. It has no borders. It comes from inside your country, outside your country, everywhere. This was a topic of conversation. The threats of it, not them being the threat of it. It's everywhere. Two more very, very topical and very current day things that they talked about. One, is America withdrawing from the world? If you have not been awake for the last few months, then you would say, oh no, America, we're fine. But if you've been awake and you've seen what's going on here in America, we are withdrawing from the world. We're withdrawing, we're tearing ourselves apart. So these topics that they talk about, far from being dastardly or evil in any way, shape, or form, they are simply talking points. These are what people who are in power, to those people who may be in power, it's to take ideas out. It's to bring people together who are in the know, who are in business, who have internet experience. They know how the corporations work. They know how the internet works. Bring those people together and say, hey, what does corporations need? What are you not getting from online education? Do we need to push higher business educations out, or is there something we can, do? Wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that be a great idea? And then somebody tells that to somebody in somebody's research department, and boom, they start researching this, and off we go, and we get grand new ideas that help support the quality of life. That's all this group is. And to claim that they are wanting a quote-unquote new world order, that really smacks of the craziest kind of whack nut that I could possibly ever imagine. Here's my question to you: if you truly believe they are working for the new world order, my question is this: what the hell is the new world order? I woke up this morning. Today is the 16th of August 2013. I woke up this morning to hear about how Egypt is going to hell in a handbasket. Hundreds of people were dying yesterday and today. So if you ask me, there's something new. There's a new government coming in, one being sent out. Would you consider every country on the planet doing this? No. That's one country. It happens. Revolutions happen all over the place. They are continuing. They've started at the beginning of time, and they are continuing till now. Every day you wake up, you have a new world order. And I've been hearing about this evil new world order ever since I was a Christian in the Pentecostal church as a young man. I got to hear about how Gorbachev and how Ronald Reagan were starting this new world order. And we could tell because the Bible pointed to this new world order that was going to happen. We could tell by the brand upon his skin. And everybody was looking at Gorbachev's birthmark, for God's sake, trying to say that somehow contorted into a 666, and they were going to bring about the new world order. I've also heard in my time, and this is each time we get to this, the New World Order, the beast coming out and taking over, this always seems to come up. When the European nations got together to make a common currency, I remember everybody saying that this was the 7 heads of Revelation coming together, and that the whore Babylon church was going to rise up, and it was going to mark the end of times. How many years are we into the euro? Some of the nations stayed with it. Some of them are still on the edge of economic collapse. And far be it from me to throw out all these gigantic Federal Reserve people, but they were making these comments like the euro is going to destroy the American dollar. Well, no, the American dollar is still fairly strong. Our economy is still the greatest on the planet. And even though, yes, we have some economic issues, we have a definite fiscal, well, they got rid of using the word fiscal cliff, but we're still heading towards fiscal danger if things don't change. But truly, if we have a group like the Bilderberg Group that controls 6 billion people on the planet, they should be able to take care of us so that our wealth is fine. Because I don't believe that there are that many people who want to get together just to throw the entire planet into economic chaos. There is no money to be made in economic chaos. And this is where I feel many of you who made this video might have been a little bit too deep into watching your sci-fi movies or watching some into the world apocalyptic movies. You can get one, you can get a couple of people, you can get evil organizations, but on the whole, you start messing with somebody's money, yeah, you got no further to look than ask a Texan what happens when you start messing with their money. And you've got a great many people, Texans included, in the Bilderberg Group. They're not going to allow anybody to mess with their money, and that means everybody in that group. So, as a final point of this video, and I appreciate those people who've already spent 17 minutes listening to me, as a final point of this video, I would like to point out the commonality amongst the views of these people who created this video and the people who created a similar video on YouTube concerning the Illuminati and all the evil organization groups that people believe are there. Skull and Bones. Well, yeah, Skull and Bones is real. I mean, there's no doubt of that. It is a college sorority type group. Yes, they do help their own. George Bush was a part of it. You've got Democrats. Kennedy was a part of it. I forget exactly how many were a part of it. The Masons, another secret society group. Yes, they do help their own. Secret society groups like to help their own. The difference between, before I go too far, the Illuminati, guys, it doesn't exist. Look it up. I mean, go find a book that's not written in a Christian or published in a Christian publishing house or by some whacknut who says that, oh, I used to be a part of them. I know. Bullshit. Okay, if you want to find somebody who's been in the Illuminati, just go down to your state's insane asylum. Okay, I'm sure you'll find many of the whacknuts there who have been or say they have been. Mike Warnke. Todd, I forgot his first name. There's two people. Look up Illuminati and put TODD after it. You'll find this other Orwellian who felt that he knew people in the Illuminati and how they were an evil organization bent on bringing Satan back to earth. Mike Warnke was completely discredited. He used to say that he was in a satanic church and how he got scared because this woman who was walking next to him that he knew was in the Illuminati, she had powers he couldn't comprehend. Her hair, which was really long, would fly out behind her. Okay, well, my daughter, she's got really long hair, and when she walks down the street, her hair flies out behind her too. It's called the wind. Okay, it's not some magical thing. And if that's the only thing that he had to base upon her being magical, I feel sorry for him. But this thing, that the common thread that holds all these people together, it seems to be a belief or a very strong held conviction that they are somehow connected to end of days or to the Bible. Now, I have not found, and this may be because I don't speak Arabic, but I have not found too many of these whack nuts, as I call them, who are blending this with the Muslim faith. Most of them seem to be blending them with fringe Christian beliefs. They've read the Bible, they've misunderstood something, or they like to interpret prophecy for which they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. In any event, if you are going to take a secret society and then mix it with evildoers, or as being evildoers, I would highly recommend you do it as a standalone deal. Don't take the Bilderberg group and accuse them of trying to bring Satan, or take the Illuminati and accuse them of trying to do some kind of sacrifice. I saw all kinds of sacrifices, or Knights Templar, and say that their secret society is still around and somehow they are affecting or are part of the Masons. Every single time you do this, you lose credibility. If you could take each one of those groups and take any kind of religious connotation away from it, that they're not bringing Satan, that they're not doing any kind of sacred rites. If you are not sacred rites, because obviously Skull and Bones, they do have initiation rites, and yes, they wear robes. Oh my God, they must be summoning Satan to the planet, I guess. But if you take all of your Christian connotations out of it and try to find a conspiracy theory that is fully based upon only the facts of what you see, you're going to find just how threadbare your conspiracy theory really is. And if you have to lean on a religious text that was written 2,000 years ago by a bunch of sheep herders to get any kind of validity in today's world, then I'm afraid you're just standing on sand right now. Okay? I hope that you take some of this to heart. I hope you get mad at me. I hope you get pissed off at me. And I hope you try to throw some solid evidence into your next video or into your video response to me. And I would definitely love anybody to feel free to email me. I'm sure, being on YouTube, looking at all the whack nuts that I see on there, I'm sure death threats aren't out of the thing. Yeah, if you can find out where the hell I live, good luck. I mean, I can't even get the pizza guy to find my place. I'm so far remote. So if you feel like you want to give me a death threat and you know where I live and you know where to find my kids, if you can find my son, good job, because I can't even get him on the phone half the time. But still, if you feel like that's what you have to resort to, great. But I would prefer you to instead use those energies and that effort to try to prove something valid, something specific about the Bilderberg group. If you cannot do that, if you cannot show, and don't tell me what each individual person who goes there, what their sin is. Who cares? Tell me one policy that you have traced back from either the banking organizations, the US Congress, UK Parliament, Canada Parliament. One policy that you've traced back from the Bilderberg group that they have changed policy. I want to see it. I want you to show me. And until you can, stop sniffing glue, guys. That's all I can say. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great day.